So it's time for the hater segment right here on Power Hits 101, and I always talk about things that I don't like. Y'all know I hate everything out there, and I'm actually running out of stuff, by the way. So, and that leads me to the first topic, because Percy Marlon gave me this topic years ago, because I remember you said this to me, man, one time. You say, bruh, I can't stand the month of January. And I gotta tell you, Percy, I really do agree with you, but I'm gonna let you go first. What you hate so much about January?
Boring. Boring. What you have is you have this big crescendo coming at the end of the year with Christmas and New Year. Next day, January 1st, is like someone like put a pin in a hot air balloon and let all the energy out. It's so slow. It's a boring month.
Yes.
It's a very boring month. So please, February come, March come, give me some spring, and let's get to the best season of them all. But to me, I love summer, fall, spring, winter.
Man, you said that with perfection. You are so right, because it's like you coming out of the holidays. I mean, here it is. You got Halloween in October. You got Thanksgiving in November. Then you got Christmas. Then you got New Year's. And it feels so good. Then all of a sudden, just like you said, a huge letdown. The boring month of January. I'm like, what the hell happens in January? But go ahead.
Exactly. Don't you feel like the month is slow?
It is slow.
Boring, you know?
It is very slow. It is very slow. I mean, it's kind of like having regular season football and no playoffs. It's like, okay, let's just end right now. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, we're not gonna play the Super Bowl? That's kind of how it feels. You know, man, I totally agree with you on that. You know what's so funny? I was watching Family Feud about a year ago, and this question came up where they asked, "What's the most boring month?" And guess what? It was January.
But January, what?
So
And you know what? No, you know what's after January?
What's that?
February. Those are the two most boringest months, but January, January takes the pick.
Oh, now the ladies love February, because soon as February hit, they like, okay, where my roses, where my candy? They looking for something.
Guess what? They can get roses in March. They can get roses in April. They can get roses in May, June, July. You know?
You know how they are, man. They believe Cupid shoots that arrow only on February 14th. That's
and
how
they will
some
hold
of
it
them
against you, too.
That's right.
Hold it against you.
That is so right. They would definitely hold it against you. All right. So the next topic on the hater segment. And man, I cannot stand this. So I came up with these last two topics. And this is more like a dislike. Not that I truly hate it, but I really don't like it. I hate, Percy, when people stop saying Happy New Year too early. Now, here's what I mean about that. Okay.
Break it down.
Okay, January 1st comes around. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. January 2nd. Happy New Year, Bally. You know. Then by the time it's January 4th or 5th, nobody says anything. Oh, man, it ain't New Year's no more. It is New Year's, dummy. It's a new year. Think about it. In my opinion, people should say Happy New Year at least till the end of January. Because you got 11 damn months left. So it's okay to keep saying Happy New Year. You're still in a new freaking year. If you buy a new car in October and I see you in December, wouldn't you say I got a new car? It's 2 months old.
That's a good point.
Man.
Good point.
I just don't like when people do that. They just start, man, it ain't no new year. It is a new year, dummy.
Well, guess what? It ties back into your last question, because guess what?
What's that?
This month is so boring. People just get down.
That's what it is.
Happy New Year. But the thing is, you have a really good point, because it is a new year, and people can stretch it out until the end of the month. Okay, what you think about up until January 15th?
I'm okay with that. I'm even okay with that. I just look at it like, you're still in the month of January. You got 11 freaking months left. It's okay
Mm-hmm.
to say Happy New Year. I
I
understand
agree.
you get in February. It's kind of like you moved away from the month of January. So I can understand you like, okay, it's not so new anymore. But come on, man. I know a calendar store that's still open right now. They say they close at the end of January. So they even know that it's still a new freaking year. Because they got
Exactly.
calendars. So, man,
Exactly.
I like
Good
people.
point.
People, come on, get it together, people. It's still a new year.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, appreciate it, person. All right, okay. So last topic on the hater segment. Now this is something I just really cannot stand. I don't know why I didn't introduce this topic years ago because I just don't like this. Percy, I do not like being the middleman.
Ooh, the middleman.
The
Okay.
middleman. Okay, let me break it down to you. Okay, this is what I'm talking about when I say I don't like being the middleman. You ever have it where somebody calls you and say they need something and you know somebody that could provide that need for them. So you're like, oh, I know so-and-so that could do that. She could do hair. She could do, oh, okay. Well, give her my number. And then you give the person your number. That person who called you, give them their number. Then next thing you know, so you're talking to the hairdresser. Then the hairdresser say, well, you know what? Tell them that I'm located here and they could call me there. So now you got to go back to that first person. And then the first person say, oh, you know what? Ask her if she does blah, 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 blah. Then you going back to the hairdresser. And I'm like, could I just get y'all two to talk?
Exactly.
I hate when people do that.
I agree with you. I agree because, too much work, man. Too much work, too much energy. The connection is made. So guess what? You two communicate.
Exactly.
You know what? Oh, man, the middleman. I tell you. You know what? Sometimes it's like a relationship, right?
Yes.
Let's say if you're introducing somebody to somebody else. Okay? You make the introduction, step off, back away.
Exactly.
So
let them take over.
Oh, can you do this? Okay, tell her this. Tell him this. Come on, folks. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't like being a middleman. And look, I'll give you an example where this truthfully happened to me.
Break it down.
Okay, so one time I was at this school. I'm not gonna name the school. It was some years ago, and so I had a student that was over this project, and so she needed. It was some type of website or something she wanted to use, some platform she wanted to use. I think it was WordPress or something like that. So she wanted me to talk to the IT guy about it. I said, okay, I'll talk to the IT guy about it. And he was like, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. So then I went and relayed a message to her. Then she came back with another message, so I told it to him. Then he gave me a message to tell to her. So one day I got them together, had them introduce themselves to each other in one building, in one place. And I say, now y'all please talk it out. Talk it out, please. Because first of all, when she was telling me this stuff, I was like, what is she talking about? Because I don't know nothing about building websites. At least at the time I didn't. And I was like, so y'all just talk it out. And being a middleman is very bad, man. I just don't like doing it. I would like to say, okay, hey, Larry, this is Joe. Now let me get the hell out of here.
Exactly. Just again, people like to work other people. You know what I mean?
They do.
It's just it's too much. Too much energy. Make the connection. Relay the message. Get on out and let the 2 or 3 or how many handle it. Communicate.
Exactly. You got to communicate, man. You got to communicate. So y'all don't be the middleman. Please don't be the middleman. Listen to full episodes of Power Hits 101 giving you the latest in R&B, hip-hop, and cool conversation. Tune in on the Mixcloud app or at mixcloud.com.